and right now I'm live with Kalifa. She's a weight loss coach. She's been doing fitness for 13 years, over 13 years. She has been able to lose over 135 pounds, but most importantly, she has been able to maintain it. Because what happens when people lose weight, they go back to their old habits and they go back to their old routine. So I would say it's not only about losing the weight, but being able to keep it off, right? So, Khalifa, how are you doing? Good evening.
Good evening, my very first live. I am great.
That is
Kian
excellent.
and everybody, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. So, Khalifa, as I said, she's been in the fitness space for a while. Oh, by the way, if you have any questions, if any of the viewing audience has any questions, feel free to drop the questions in the comments below and we'll answer them. So, Khalifa, tell me a little bit about yourself. How did you get started in fitness?
Listen, I think I was like, even as a child, I remember my mother. I think that's where it really started. I remember my mother carrying me to keep fit. You remember they used to call it like keep fit, what we will call aerobics now?
Yeah,
You ever heard that term?
it sounds familiar. Is that with
It's very
Judy? Um,
Yes, very
yes.
dated. So that's what we would call like aerobics or even like a hit class. We used to call it keep fit. So I think my interest definitely started from then, and then it really kind of went through my adult life. But obviously, the kind of workout I used to do then is nothing compared to what I do now, right? I'm a beast right now.
Yeah.
But honestly, what I would say initially, my involvement or interest in fitness was totally vanity. Yeah, it was about having that body, having that look. But as you get older, your priorities change, right? Your
Correct.
goals change. Vanity now becomes a byproduct, right? So that change basically, I wanted to give myself the best shot of life, meaning that I want to walk up a flight of stairs and not breathe hard, not come be out of breath. That was my goal now. That's my goal now. Looking years down the road, I want to be able to move with at least or minimum aches and pains. And to put it in a nutshell, fitness was inevitable. Like that's the only way. So
True.
yeah, my priorities definitely change. Of course, the vanities, as I said, a byproduct, but yeah, fitness.
You said a lot. And everyone, they usually have their reasons as to why they want to get started. A lot of people, the aesthetics is there, and nothing is wrong with that, right? So you may start because of one reason and you keep doing it because of other reasons. But the goal is, just to be consistent and keep doing it. And as you mentioned, priorities do change, especially
Oh,
as we age.
definitely. Definitely.
Yeah. And as we age, we gotta stay in shape. So
Yeah,
what
it's
what's
important.
what's one thing you would say you enjoyed, along the way? Because for some people, it may be a bit of a boredom at times, and more so than they would like to admit, and they eventually fizzle out. They used to be somebody who used to work out because maybe it's something they don't enjoy. What's something you enjoyed along the way?
There's so much I enjoy. But if I had to pick one high on the list, I would definitely say the changes in my body and my mind. You know how powerful it is feel that you could transform your entire life. You have that control to transform your life. And with that power, of course, it had a huge impact on my confidence. And when I say confidence, I ain't only talking about the look and the appearance, everything, how I approach life. Right now, every challenge that come to me, I'm like, okay, that's an opportunity to be great because I know what I can do. I know what I've done.
Correct.
And that's my major takeaway that I continue to enjoy the changes in my body and my mind.
Correct. And when you train for life. You don't only train to lose the weight. It transfers to so
Exactly.
many other areas of your life.
Exactly.
So exactly. And what happens to a lot of people is so hard. It's this whole working out, eating healthy. It's so hard. It's challenging to continually do it or to even start. Um, what would you say was one of the main challenges that you faced, and how did you overcome it?
I make this statement all the time that I get fight for a lot. I say weight loss is simple. And watch me, they come from me with that statement. But hear me out. Kian, if you have an equation, you have a formula, right?
Mhm.
But you would know. There's one formula to weight loss. I ain't talking about losing muscle or I'm talking about losing weight. There's one formula. You have to be in a calorie deficit, which means you have to eat less than a body naturally burns. There's no other, that's just it. True or false, Kian? And
True.
that's why I say weight loss is simple. Every single diet, when I mean every diet, even the quick fixes, once it's based on a calorie deficit, you are going to lose weight. Let me give you two examples. One, keto. Keto, you cut out an entire food group. What does that mean? You're eating in a calorie deficit. So you are going to lose the weight. So you are going to be successful on keto in losing weight. Intermittent fasting. What happens? You eat within a window. What are you doing? It is based on a calorie deficit. You are going to lose the weight. I get a lot of talk about PCOS and hormonal, which is true because these things affect how we lose or the rate at which we lose weight. However, if I put you, Keon, on a deserted island with PCOS and your hormonal issues and you have no
Correct.
food to eat, are you not going to lose the weight?
Correct.
Because it's based on a calorie deficit. So when I make the statement that that losing weight is simple, this is what I refer to. However, here's where the challenge comes, which I struggle at times. Maintenance, the big M, right? And my struggle is merely a mental. It's like I don't get a break. If I go off for a month, I see a 5 pounds here, I see, and that's my mental struggle with maintenance, right? So weight loss is simple. The maintenance is where we have the challenge. And how did I overcome? It's 13 years plus since I've lost the weight. And what did I do? The only way you can maintain that weight loss is to include fitness and health in your DNA. It has to be part of your lifestyle. And this is where the quick fixes fail you. Don't get me wrong. If you could live on keto and intermittent fasting and all the other quick fixes, that's fine. But whatever you do to lose the weight, you have to do to maintain the weight. And this is the key. And this is what people have challenges with all the time. And for me, take it from me, I lost 135 today plus, up and down,
Mhm.
right? Take it from me. The only way you can do that is to include whatever you did to lose the weight as part of your lifestyle. And this is where my challenge still at 13 years plus, but I am doing it because I'm getting it done. Right?
Correct.
So
Correct.
that's
You mentioned, the maintenance aspect of it, and that is so important. I got a bit of flack on Facebook the other day because I put up one of those quote posts where the key to losing weight is basically in your habits and your routines. And somebody wrote, no, that's not the only thing. Medical issues. No, we're not going to downplay medical issues. Medical issues do
at all.
happen, and those things they have its place, and those things have to be addressed. But
Exactly.
one of the key things to maintenance is in your daily routine. There's a quote, I can't remember it exactly. Success is found in your daily routine. And
Ah,
it goes
yes.
on, but I don't want to butcher it. What what would you say is one thing that you usually do that's a habit that helps you to maintain and keep doing what you need to keep doing?
One of the main things I would definitely say is prepping meals. Like, if I don't prep my meals, Kian, I basically don't eat. That's very key to me. So that's high up on the maintenance list. And well, again, consistency for me. And that's the thing, you have to find something that is sustainable and that you can consistently do and stick to. And that's what I do. I love running. I love running. And I'm in that gain where I'm trying to gain muscle. So gym is part. So consistency definitely and meal prep for me.
Gotcha. Main things, meal prep, consistency, some of the things that most people may overlook or not do because food is such a huge part of it.
It
Um,
is. It is.
a lot of people, they continue to struggle. So as a result of struggling, they're unable to maintain or enter that maintenance phase. Some people even struggle, to achieve their weight loss goal and just maintain it. What would you say is, as you chat with people, as you interact with people, you talk to them? All right, somebody wrote weight loss is a journey, not a sprint, because quick fixes don't always work. Um,
Correct.
yeah, correct. What's one thing you would say people struggle with as it relates to this weight loss? Because so many people try, and even
Mm,
as I have conversations with people, I started 2 weeks ago. What happened before the 2 weeks? I was inconsistent. I was not motivated.
mm,
But to me, there has to be an underlying factor, something that goes even deeper, right?
definitely.
We're gonna get to that question. How many times should a person gym or work out for the week? Um, so what's one major thing you see people struggle with, and what could they do to overcome that struggle?
I know off the bat, the first thing you think about is exercise or diet, getting into the correct routine. But let me tell you, Kian, based on my experience, weight loss starts in the mind, right? How you
Yes.
approach life will determine your success on this journey. I've heard all the excuses, and I'm not telling you some not valid because life
Yes.
happens. Life
Yes.
happens for everybody. Life happens for me, right? But what difference between you and me? The attitude, the mindset. I could tell you off the back somebody who is going to be successful at the journey, right? They come with that mindset. Oh, I'm going to get it done no matter what. Or even if they don't come with the mindset, they are open for that mindset shift. And all the nice things you spoke about just now, there's an underline. And you know what the underline in it? Your attitude. You have to change it. So, uh, firstly, I would push before even exercise and food, getting that mindset right. And I could tell you, Kian, just by speaking to you for 5 minutes, if you're going to be successful. It's that bad when it comes to your mind. Because it's your mental telling you, oh gosh, I don't want to go. And you will find every single excuse in the book not to get it done. All right. And as I said, you have to start with your mindset change. That's where it starts. Once you get that
Co-
right, you're going to be on point.
Correct. And just having that mindset to believe in yourself that it can be done and your actions follow suit. Now,
Correct.
so there's a question, how many times should a person gym or work out for the week? Uh, I'll take a go at this question. So I would say what you can consistently do, because you may want to follow somebody else. They're working out maybe 5 to 6 days a week, and you're like, I'm gonna do that. The first week you're able to do 5 days. The next week you're able to do 2 days. Then the next week you miss the entire week, and it goes like that. I would say do what you can consistently do. It also is going to be based on your goals. If you want to lose a certain amount of weight in a certain period of time, then, so for example, if you want to lose maybe 10 pounds within 2 months, working out consistently is going to be needed. It's going to be part of that as well as your diet, right? So, Khalifa, what do you think about that in terms of how often should somebody work out in a gym?
Oh yeah, definitely. It has to be something that you can do consistently. So, and again, on your goals. So if you have a goal to, let me say, lose 20 pounds in the month, you can't say working out one day for the week and expect to reach that goal. That's not going to happen. So it does take into consideration your goals and what you can do consistently. Right. For me, especially with my clients, I want you to move for at least 5 days. I tell them that all the time. And when I say move, it doesn't have to be any gym. It doesn't have to be run a marathon. Just move more than you're moving now. Get the body healthy. At least 30 to 45 minutes. At least get our heart rate going. That's what I require.
Correct. Correct. If anyone has any other questions, could drop it in the chat. Now, we focus on shifting gears mainly more towards maintenance. I know we'd have touched on it. So The Biggest Loser, that's a television show where people compete to lose a certain amount of weight. A lot of people, they do lose the weight, but when checks are made on those individuals who've lost the weight, it could be seen that they've gained it back. So they lose the weight and they gain it back. And man, I know you'd have touched on this in terms of like a lifestyle, but people they still struggle. It's a huge, huge issue. What's one or even a couple pointers? Okay, we'll take Mahilia's question. What's your intake on intermittent fasting?
Are you taking that one here? Or you want me to take that one?
You could take it.
As I mentioned before, you are going to be successful in intermittent fasting. However, the maintenance part is where the issue comes in. Are you able to live within that window for the rest of your life? Right? And I am a breakfast person. I have a serious problem with skipping meals. And even if you're not hungry, my thing with intermittent fasting, you skip because breakfast you're fasting. You went and sleep, so your body's fasting already, right? And then you wait till whatever lunchtime to take your first meal. And most of the time, the calories in that first meal takes up all the food that you should have eaten for breakfast. And what you're doing is slowing down your metabolism. When you eat smaller portions every 2.5 to 3 hours, you speed up your metabolism. This is how you burn calories more. So my take on, and yes, again, it works. It works with some people. However, if you're not able to maintain that for the rest of your life, forget it. You're doing yourself injustice.
Got you. And one of the reasons I took the question first, before we maybe got a couple more points in terms of lifestyle and maintenance, intermittent fasting is something that some people do religiously. So
Yes.
either they skip breakfast, they stop. I remember I had a conversation with someone and he said, I do not eat after 6 p.m. Right? That's what he does. So that would be considered part of his
Intermittent.
lifestyle. Yeah.
Right.
All right. Sparkle
But he wanted to lose
Sobers.
weight.
No, no, and he was a slim guy. He was a really slim
Okay.
guy,
Okay.
and he said he does not eat after 6 p.m.
But you know my take on not eating after 6 p.m. I just eat any hour here. Right? What you
Yeah,
eat? No, I eat any hour. I am up late. My days are very long. My nights are very long. Right? Eating late for me, basically, you want your body to digest the food. So you don't want to eat a three-course meal late in the night. But when it comes to gaining weight, again, there's one simple equation. So even if I eat, let me just say my maintenance calories, I'm talking calories, is 2,000 for the day to maintain my current weight. And I eat 2,000 calories, no, I eat 3 or 4,000 calories before 6. You know what's going to happen? I still going to lose weight, but guess what? I stop eating after 6. So the mindset of
correct.
people who I do eat after 6, basically just like intermittent fasting, it means that hopefully you're going to cut down your eating. But if you're going to
Yes,
eat 1,000,000 calories during the day, then better eat all 10, 11, 12 in the night. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine.
correct,
Based on what you put on your weight.
correct. Sparkle Sober, she has a question. Give me an idea of your meals in a day. She wants to know, what do you eat?
Oh, what do I eat? My first thing, most mornings, I love granola and yogurt. So that's one of I use Greek yogurt, or I use the plain yogurt. And I have fruit and granola. So I start off most of my days with that. I eat a lot of protein. Well, I try to eat a lot of protein. So I eat eggs most days also. So that's another meal. All right. I love my snacks. So I try to include a little cookie here and here and there for my snack. And most of the times, I'm not a heavy lunch person. I'm more of a breakfast person. You would see me going all out for breakfast. So most times for lunch, most of my meal would be vegetable. Most. I would normally have a salad. I don't like to feel heavy when lunchtime. And normally at that time, I am full for the rest of the day. I literally have to force myself after gym night to eat. And you know why? Because I'm having nutritious, balanced meals throughout the day. And I try, and what you should try to do is also include protein in every single meal. It keeps you fuller for longer. And that's what I try to do. So when nighttime reach now, most of the times I probably have like a protein shake or something very small because I don't feel that hungry. And that's typically what my day looks like, most likely.
So we kind of just, wrapping up here. I'm not too sure if anyone has any other questions. We just bringing it home in terms of maintenance, lifestyle. Even if all you just did, or even if one of the things you just did, if you work out 3 days for the week, total body workout, let training be part of your day. Because the people that you see, the bodies that you admire, that's what they do. They work out consistently, they eat healthy, they meal prep. Even if you're just trying to be healthy, doing these things would be so beneficial, right? So Kalifa, anything you want to leave with everyone in terms of maintenance slash lifestyle? Any pointers? Let's say somebody, they're hearing this, they've been struggling. They
Mm-hmm.
start 1 week, then they stop. They crash on their diet. They feel down. They feel as if they'll never really get it. If you were to talk to that person, what would you tell them?
Well, firstly, again, I know it starts with the mind, right? But I know
Correct.
calorie deficit is very hard for some people to grasp. So telling somebody like that about calorie deficit mightn't really work. So what I will tell them is definitely what they should do is try cutting your meals, right? Cutting your meals, one, including vegetables in every single meal, right? So when you have your plate, make sure at least half that plate is vegetable. So even if you want to still eat the macaroni pie, you want to still eat, just try and include more vegetables, more fiber, and more protein in your meals. And of course, with regards to workout is so important. I stress a lot on nutrition, but your body is like a car. If you don't move a vehicle, what happens? You have to move. Even though the diet is most would be mainly for your weight loss, you need to move that body. So you start off, okay, let me just say you don't want to do the walking, you do a little jump rope. You start 100 today. Tomorrow you do a little 150. The next day you increase. So eventually, oh, this comes like nothing. So you do like gradual increases every day, and eventually it's part of your lifestyle.
Okay. So you all have heard it. You all have heard what it takes, how to overcome maintenance, lifestyle. Now, it's not necessarily a one fix all, but sometimes it takes time, takes a process. Takes just making one change, and eventually, when things start to click, that's when you get it. So, Khalifa, if somebody wanted to connect with you, they want to reach out to you, find out about your training services, let them know more about your training services, where they could find you, what type of training you do.
Okay, so what I do is weight loss coaching. And when I say weight loss coaching, which is something fairly new, because people ask me, what is weight loss coaching? Just like how you have a coach, I am there to coach you into a healthier lifestyle. All right. Nutrition is a very important part of what I do. So you do get meal plans, at least a guidance with regards to your meals. right? And again, I coach you into a healthy lifestyle. And of course, you can find me on IG, Kalifa Fit. You can send me a message and we go from there.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Khalifa. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for your question. Thanks for the listening audience. I wish everyone a good evening.